Good at producing beautiful, elegant animals that look as though they've been designed. We forget that sometimes they're not perfect and there are imperfections. And the imperfections are very revealing because they're exactly the kind of imperfections you'd expect from the accidents of history if there were no designer.
I want to do just a fast tirade on stupid design. Look at all the things that just want to kill us, okay? Most planet orbits are unstable. Star formation is completely inefficient. Most places in the universe will kill life instantly. Instantly. There are people that say, oh, the forces of nature are just right for life. Excuse me. Just look at the volume of the universe where you can't live. You will die instantly. Then Earth, volcanoes, tsunami just killed, I think that number's higher, up 200,000 people, floods, tornadoes. None of this is any sign that there's a benevolent anything out there. In human beings, this is like the most tragic of them. I don't even include here the expression of free will where people want to kill each other. I'm talking about nature killing us without the help of human beings. Aggressive childhood leukemia, hemophilia, all of this. And we so much praise about the human eye, but anyone who's seen the full breadth of the electromagnetic spectrum will recognize how blind we are, okay? And part of that blindness means we can't see, we can't detect magnetic fields, ionizing radiation, radon. We are like sitting ducks for ionizing radiation. We have to eat constantly because we're warm-blooded. Crocodile eat a chicken a month, it's fine, okay? So we're always looking for food. These gases at the bottom, you can't smell them, taste them, you breathe them in, you're dead, okay? So, and with the birth defects, others it's like abuse and infection and stuff that human beings have something to do with. We have no idea. And you just look at images of these aborted fetuses because of and most of these are stillborn, others are born with a heart outside the body. And so this is all simply stupid design. My favorite of all is, of course, you eat, breathe, eat, and drink through the same hole in your body, guaranteeing that some percent of us will choke to death every year, okay? Imagine if you had a separate hole for breathing and eating and talking. That would be just really cool, right? You could drink, breathe, and just talk, and you would never choke, all right? And it's not a hard request. Dolphins breathe and eat through different holes in their body. And that's a mammal. So this is like Santa Claus could bring this one. What's this going on between our legs, right? And you heard it. It's like an entertainment complex in the middle of a sewage system. No engineer would design that at all, ever. And then put that in context and realize, of course, the universe is not here for us.
That we presume that if we can design things and make things, that anything else that appears to work well must be, therefore, designed by somebody else, but then it's something that's sort of outside of the universe, which is very odd. Then you then get into a curious thing of, well, wouldn't that thing be part of the universe? And then, of course, if he designed that, then who designed him, and so on. I suppose people think, well, those things can't just happen by accident, and they sort of, I guess that's just a simple misreading of evolution. Those things have been designed, if you want to use that word, by a natural process that's taken all this time to make something that works as well as possible. So it's not surprising that these things work very well because they're brilliantly evolved. But to use the word designed is just, I think, a projection of what we do, that we find it difficult to think outside of our own little box of our own little experience. We project that onto what we create God to be.
The idea that's being proposed is that certain features of cellular physiology, like the bacterial flagellum, are what's been called irreducibly complex, which means that they must have been made by a divine designer. The form of the logic is like this. I, the individual writing the paper, writing the book, am personally unable to think of a way in which the bacterial flagellum might have arisen by gradual degrees. Therefore, I declare by fiat that it is irreducibly complex. Therefore, God must have done it. The research strategy of these so-called intelligent design people is lazy and defeatist and not part of the scientific method. The scientific method is to say we have a problem, it is difficult, We can't see the solution at present, so let's work harder at finding out what it is.
There's a video on YouTube, and to me it brilliantly encapsulates what's sort of wrong about the design argument. Just happened to have one here. You got a couple of guys claiming that the banana proves that God exists because...
Hold this, Kirk. Behold the atheist's nightmare. Now, if you study a well-made banana, you'll find on the far side there are 3 ridges. On the close side, 2 ridges. If you get your hand ready to grip a banana, you'll find on the far side there are 3 grooves, on the close side 2 grooves. The banana and the hand are perfectly made one for the other. You'll find the maker of the banana, Almighty God, has made it with a non-slip surface. It has outward indicators of inward contents: green, too early; yellow, just right; black, too late. Now, if you go to the top of the banana, you'll find, as with the soda can makers, they placed a tab at the top, so God has placed a tab at the top. When you pull the tab, the contents don't squirt in your face. You'll find the wrapper, which is biodegradable, has perforations. Notice how gracefully it sits over the human hand. Notice it has a point at the top for ease of entry. It's just the right shape for the human mouth. It's chewy, easy to digest, and it's even curved toward the face to make the whole process so much easier. Seriously, Kurt, the whole of creation testifies to the genius of God's creative hand.
Yeah, and talking about kids, it's obvious that they inherit the features from their parents, right? You know, why wouldn't somebody believe in evolution? I mean, agriculture, do farmers disbelieve when they're doing it? Horticulturalists, I'm sure gardeners must all be aware that evolution is real, so I don't really see the point in denying it, because nature does it rather than a human. That means that it doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. And you know, look at a wild strawberry compared to a domesticated strawberry. That's only over, what, a few thousand years. So if you're talking millions of years, you can imagine there'd be a bigger difference. And of course we can manipulate genes now. We know the actual processes involved in evolution, and the science works. Look what we can make.
For the better. For instance, here is a monkey with 4 asses.
Well, spank my ass and call me Charlie. Isn't this exciting? Yes, Mr. Garrison. Genetic engineering lets us correct God's horrible, horrible mistakes.